No player in a team sport should be going through this. This league has failed her, the officiating is totally biased against her, and her team doesn't lend her enough support. No other team or coach lets their superstar player get mauled on the court. Never happened to Asia, Stewie, or Nafisa. Only Caitlin Clark is not allowed to have any movement on the court. Caitlin Clark telling the ref, "That's just rude, grow up, come here, come here, come here." She also didn't end up getting a tech, which proves it was all the ref's disrespect that had riled her up so much. These WNBA refs are clearly not professional and need to be taken.
Well, she's hot. Breon January having to hold her back. We'll take a timeout.
I mean, yo, she went from 0 to 100 real quick. She was upset, dog. I don't know what that ref said. I don't know what happened. But yeah, she was basically just saying that has nothing to do with it. So I don't know what they were discussing, but yeah, she was basically pissed about the entire situation, man, and was trying to go after the ref and talk to him, but just clearly walked away. Now, like I said,
once again, the WNBA is caught in controversy, this time exposing how deeply misplaced its priorities are. Instead of addressing the glaring issues that have persisted all season, the league seems more focused on disciplining its biggest star.
No, like this young lady has transcended this damn league to heights they never thought they was going to get to. And for the way they're treating her is despicable. It's despicable and it's disgusting at times, bro. This is bad, man. This is bad, dog. And I feel like somebody need to have that voice for Caitlin. Somebody need to have that voice to call this shit out.
Following Caitlin Clark's tense exchange with referee Michael Price during the July 15th game against the Connecticut Sun, the league is reportedly launching a full investigation into her conduct, conveniently ignoring that it was the referee who clearly sparked the incident in the first place.
Clark visibly upset with the referee, screaming on the referee, but gets no technical foul. Do you know what that told me? That told me whatever that referee said was a big no-no. Whatever that referee said, as soon as it left his mouth, he said, damn, I definitely should not have said that.
What went down at TD Garden in Boston was far from a routine technical foul. It felt like a deliberate move by referee Michael Price to rattle the WNBA's biggest star. And when Caitlin Clark finally stood her ground, the league flipped the script, painting her as the aggressor and launching an investigation for supposedly threatening an official. The double standard is glaring, and the hypocrisy is impossible to ignore.
Going through it slowly, it looked cordial. Like they are just talking, right? Just simple. And yeah, she's calm. Look at her face. She's very much so calm. Calm. Had a little shock look there. I don't know what he's saying. He pointed some fingers. That finger point. It gets real. That fingers start pointing. Right. All right. And yeah. Talking. Then she's like, ugh. Like what? Trying to make an understanding of what he just said. And I think she was about to say, that has nothing to do with it. But he said something else.
Let's be clear about what really happened in that third quarter. Clark was already battling through yet another night of questionable officiating. Then came a controversial out-of-bounds call, overturned after a Sun challenge, that led to what looked like a routine exchange with referee Michael Price. But something changed. Price said something, and you could see it instantly. Clark's frustration turned to outright fury. You don't go from a calm conversation to needing to be held back by assistant coach Breon January unless something deeply out of line was said.
I crossed the line. Because you don't get screamed on by a player like that. You don't get shown up on the court by a player like that and not call a technical foul unless you were in the wrong. The refereeing yesterday, we see Tina Charles hit AB with a stiff forearm. Literally turns around and hits her with a stiff forearm. We see Sophie Cunningham get elbowed in her neck.
Cameras captured Caitlin Clark shouting, "Are you __ kidding me?" before being pulled away, only to return moments later and tell referee Michael Price, "That's just rude. Grow up." She then made a phone gesture and appeared to say, "I will be calling the league on you." Yet instead of investigating what Price might have said to trigger such a strong reaction from a player known for her composure, the WNBA is reportedly focusing on whether Clark violated conduct policies by merely threatening to report the official.
Uh-oh. Wonder what he said. Oh! She was about to run over there.
I'm not a good lip reader.
What did he say?
I got it, but I don't want to read card 99.
Huh.
She said basically, "Are you kidding me?" to Michael Price. And that was Breon January, who is...
She said, "That's just rude. Grow up."
Years in Indiana.
Oh!
On the staff.
Oh my goodness.
A live shot now of Caitlin Clark.
What's the issue? What happened?
He's still upset and wants an explanation from Michael Price.
She's going to be calling him. He's like, whatever.
If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to subscribe. This is the same league that's let Caitlin Clark take hit after hit with little to no protection. The same league that stood by while refs made questionable calls against the very player driving their ratings. And the same league that's reaped every benefit of the Clark effect, from sold-out arenas to record-breaking viewership and non-stop media buzz. But now, when their golden goose finally pushes back against the inconsistent officiating, they suddenly remember they have a disciplinary committee.
Why is it a problem that Caitlin Clark is calling out this referee? God forbid she finally stands up for herself. I mean, these WNBA refs are garbage, and they've been letting her get absolutely mugged on a nightly basis. Matter of fact, one of the players last night on the Connecticut Sun, or whatever they're called, literally targeted her groin. Comes a point in time where it's like, you just can't keep getting bullied. Like, you got to stand up for yourself. WNBA refuses to do anything to protect her. And for all the morons, the low IQ people out there saying like, "Oh, if Angel Reese did this, it'd be an even bigger issue." Yeah, because Angel Reese isn't the one getting bullied and targeted on a nightly basis. Let's use our heads for 1 second instead of being total
What's truly maddening about this whole situation is how obvious it is. Anyone watching with a shred of common sense can see that Caitlin Clark wouldn't have reacted like that unless Michael Price seriously crossed the line. This is a player who's kept her cool through brutal fouls, sketchy officiating, and physical play that would shake even seasoned NBA vets. She's been knocked down, poked in the eye, and defended like she's in a street fight. Yet she's handled it all with grace and restraint most pros can't match. But even Clark has her breaking point. And when a referee decides to mouth off to the face of the league, that's when things really unravel. The WNBA choosing to investigate her reaction instead of addressing what provoked it says everything about how backwards their priorities truly are.
Explodes here, fam. Just gets angry, start going out and saying that has nothing to do with it. Like, oh my goodness, look at her, man. I don't know what he said, right? But it pissed her off completely. Man. And yeah, she goes to the sideline and she's pissed. Now,
Coach Stephanie White has been sounding the alarm all season about the way Caitlin Clark is being treated, and her warnings about the officiating now seem almost prophetic. She's repeatedly called out how Clark is constantly getting fouled, and how it's become a running joke how poorly the referees handle fever games. After the matchup with the Sun, White even noted that Clark felt something in her groin. Yet another result of rough, uncalled contact. The pattern couldn't be clearer. Refs allow defenders to get overly physical with Clark, ignore blatant fouls, and then try to paint her as the problem when she finally speaks up. It's like watching someone get pushed around all day, only to be punished for defending themselves. And to make things worse, Clark has been flirting with suspension territory all season, finishing her rookie year with 6 technicals, just one shy of an automatic one-game ban. The league had countless chances to step in and address the real issue: the inconsistent, often hostile officiating. Instead, they let it spiral until it boiled over.
Her father tried to warn the league. All right, preseason interview, Brazil game, Iowa. He brought up the officiating, and the commissioner ignored it. Continues to ignore it. The officiating's terrible. These players just beat the crap out of... Honestly, it's not just Caitlin Clark. I watched them beat the crap out of other players too. I don't want to hear physical league. I watched a physical NBA in the 80s and the 90s, the early 2000s. This is different, folks. It is.
The WNBA's investigation into Caitlin Clark's actions feels especially tone-deaf when you consider their ongoing failure to address the officiating issues that have plagued the league all season. Game after game has been marred by controversial calls, excessive physicality, and officials who seem out of their depth, forcing coaches to speak out publicly just to be heard. Yet, when the league's biggest star finally stands up and calls out a referee for inappropriate behavior, that's when they decide to act. This is the same league that admitted officials lost control in previous Fever, Sun matchups. The same league that's had to upgrade missed fouls after the fact because refs failed to protect players in real time. And the same league that has let Clark's physical treatment become a weekly headline. But when she threatens to report a ref for crossing the line, suddenly that's a crisis. The irony is almost laughable. Clark did exactly what any professional should do: use the proper channels to report misconduct. Instead of seeing that as accountability, the WNBA treats it as a challenge to their authority. That says more about the league than it does about her.